88 trillion shilling government budget for the 2020-2021 financial year. 2 candidates pick up presidential election forms in Zanzibar. And in sports, 25 athletes from SALAAM expected to participate in the upcoming national championship scheduled for August this year. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's start off with the national news. The Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania has approved the government's 34.88 trillion shilling budget for the 2020-2021 financial year, with 304 yes votes out of 371 from members of Parliament in attendance. President Dr. John Magufuli is expected to address Parliament tomorrow before it is dissolved to pave way for the October general election.
371 members voted, 69 noes and 304 yeses.
Idadi ya kura za ndio ni 304.
Honorable members, from the votes, I officially announce that the budget has been approved by this Parliament.
Niwapongeze wote mliopiga kura, na kura zenyewe zimeonyesha kwamba yajayo.
Napenda nitoe tena rai kwa kila Mtanzania.
I urge every Tanzanian to fulfill his duty so that this budget can be implemented as planned. I urge members of Parliament to support the Fifth Phase government's efforts in strengthening collection of internal revenue, but also in managing expenditure on essential areas.
As the process of finding a candidate to contest the presidential elections in Zanzibar and inherit Dr. Ali Mohammed Shein's position through Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM begins, 2 candidates today collected forms to vie for the candidacy. These include the son of the first president of Zanzibar, Ambassador Ali Karume.
Tokea chama kikanipa ridhaa.
If the party grants me permission and the people of this country elect me to be the president of this country, we shall do a lot in bringing development to our people working with the government of the United Republic of Tanzania. There are plans he had made, such as the renovation of houses as well as construction of new ones. We hope that one of us will attain the position so we can finish what he started. Some say to me, your father was once a president and your brother, and you also want to be one? And I tell them that I was once an ambassador, but he was not an ambassador but a minister, and later became the president, and we supported him. There was no issue.
Tanzania Revenue Authority TRA in Kagera region has incinerated various goods, including expired sugar, cosmetics and hard liquor in plastic sachets that were seized in the region by officers of the authority working with other security organs during an inspection operation.
Items you see behind me were confiscated in the last financial year. Some were left unclaimed for more than 3 years, and others are prohibited.
I
urge the people of Kagera and the nation at large to inform TBS in case of any suspicious products.
At tbs.go.tz.
We are getting rid of products that could harm consumers.
Residents from 6 villages in Mlalo suburb, Lushoto district, Tanga region have urged the government to intervene on challenges faced by expecting mothers when giving birth, as health experts are forced to use oil lanterns because of lack of electricity.
Huko kwingine natungoja awamu nyingine, lakini kulingana na wagonjwa ambao wanakuja hapa kina mama.
Expectant mothers use lumps during delivery. Ask the government if it is possible to assist us with the electrical pulse, and we will pay the rest.
Kama 4-5 tu kutoka pale ngambo kuja hapa.
Tukiwa na chumba cha upasuaji na maana hata kituo kitakuwa.
If there is an operating room, it means that the number of staff will also be increased. In addition, it will make it easy for expectant mothers.
Pia swala la umeme. Kijiji cha Makose ni kati ya vijiji ambavyo.
This village is one of the villages to receive electricity. From Rare, we are certain that they will be supplied with electricity too.
The police force in Mara region has detained 17 people for various offences, including involvement in the illegal drugs, murder, and one person who is alleged to have circumcised 10 students who are on leave from school due to COVID-19.
Ya watu 5 wamekamatwa kwa kosa la kupatikana na bangi kilo 1.
5 people have been arrested for possession of cannabis. Essentially, they are sellers. Once investigation is completed, they will be arraigned in court. 10 more people have also been arrested in possession of illegal brew. Some have been arraigned in court, and the rest will be once the investigation is completed.
The National Council for Technical Education, NACTE, has announced a new season of registration for diploma and degree courses for all courses given by technical colleges and directed colleges that do not have the qualifications for registration not to do so, as legal action will be taken against them.
There was a closure of all institutions following the outbreak of COVID-19, and the government directed that in-campus training activities be suspended until the time that we have satisfied that we don't have risk of spreading corona among technical institutions. And today we are hereby announcing to the public that the admission window for 2020-2021 is open effectively from today, 15th June, to 15th September 2020.
NCCR Mageuzi parties officially opened the window for members of the party to take forms to vie for councillor, parliamentary and presidential posts in the upcoming general elections.
Mchakato unaanza leo tarehe 15 mwezi wa 6. Tutafanya zoezi la kuchukua.
The process to take and return forms begins today, June 15th until July 8th, 2020. This will be for those contesting for councillor positions, members of parliament and representatives to the revolutionary government of Zanzibar, and for those contesting for the presidential seat for the United Republic of Tanzania, and for those contesting in the presidential seat for the revolutionary government of Zanzibar.
That's all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, 4 people have tested positive for the coronavirus at State House in Nairobi, Kenya. State House spokesperson Kanze Dema said the 4 cases were recorded during a mass COVID-19 testing held on June 11th. The patients have been admitted at Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital in Kiambu County for treatment.
That Kenya has 3,727 people who have tested positive to date. And the total number of samples tested is 118,701. We continue to be happy about our discharges. Today, we have discharged 33 more patients from the various health facilities in Kenya, bringing the total number of recoveries to 1,000 286.
I hope this message reaches to the government officials and all our leaders. We were actually asking for your assistance for us to be capable to come back to our families back in Kenya. We inquired from our embassy to get a flight, and alhamdulillah we got a flight, but the prices were too high, ranging from $530 to $550. So most of the students here are studying on scholarship, and we couldn't afford the prices.
The Immigration Department in Uganda has said samples from the body of a Kenyan lorry driver found inside a trailer in Busia district along the border with Kenya do not show signs or indications of COVID-19. The department says that the preparations are underway to hand over the body to Kenyan officials for burial.
Taken to Massa Hospital, and Minister of Health took the samples.
The body was taken to Massaf Hospital, and the health department confirmed that he was dead and he was COVID-19 negative.
The government of Rwanda is conducting an evaluation on the coronavirus infection trend in order to see if more lockdown measures should be implemented or not. The Ministry of Health has said despite lockdown measures in Rusizi district, the number of COVID-19 cases have gone up to 582.
People who enters the country are supposed to use legal routes and adhere to measures set in combating coronavirus spread. We shall not tolerate any person who will break the laws. We have received protecting gears and other medical equipments. Generally, about 300,000 equipments have been handed over to us.
And that's all for the international news. We'll be back with business news after this short break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
In business news, the Confederation of Tanzania Industries, CTI, said that the 2020-2021 government budget will contribute to industrial growth as it has addressed many challenges they've been facing within the sector.
We commend the government for the many achievements over the last 4 years plus, and there have been many. Just to mention a few, the macroeconomic stability. We've had robust economic growth of around 7%. Inflation is pretty low, and the shilling has been fairly stable. We also commend the government for the commencement, improvement, completion of a number of flagship projects, and the continued improvement in the business environment. I mean, as you all know, there have been a number of fees and charges which have been, regulatory fees and charges which have been removed in this budget.
The Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange has said several investors have started to implement business operations which had slowed down due to the coronavirus pandemic, a situation that affected activities at the stock market.
Hisa linategemea wawekezaji au wateja.
The stock exchange market depends on investors to survive. As a nation, following the COVID-19 challenge, many investors were left in a limbo regarding safety of investment environment. However, as time goes by, the government has been doing a lot of efforts in combating the disease, something that is assisting in building faith of our clients.
The government in Gator region has completed construction of a modern abattoir built at a cost of 8 billion shillings with the capacity to handle more than 100 cows and 100 goats daily.
So far, we have managed to reach 75% of completion of this project. Currently, we are developing in the sewage project where we shall produce our own biogas.
That's all for business news. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lendry.
And now in sports. The athletics team from Dar es Salaam expects to have 25 athletes in the upcoming national championship scheduled to take place in August this year.
Other regions are allowed to come with 10 athletes. It depends with how prepared they are. But we as the hosts have an opportunity of having 25 athletes. So we are preparing them so they can perform well.
Tanzania Kabaddi Association has called for support from sports stakeholders as they start preparations for the African Championship scheduled to take place in December this year.
We the hosts Tanzania will have 2 women's and 2 men's teams. In total, there will be 8 teams. There are teams from out of Africa that have requested to participate and not compete. They include England and India, but we cannot put them since they are not in the competition and they should get permits from the World Kabaddi Board.
Marcus Rashford has spoken of how Manchester United allowed him to join their academic programs early after his mother let them know of tough circumstances at home.
England forward Rashford has helped Charity Fair Share reach a goal of supplying 3 million meals to vulnerable children in the United Kingdom by the end of June amid the coronavirus pandemic. On Sunday, Rashford published an open letter pleading with the UK government not to stop a food voucher scheme, which was set up to guarantee meals to children when schools were shut down in March next month. In the letter, Rashford spoke about his own experiences growing up and went into more details during an interview with the BBC. He revealed his mother, Melanie, had spoken to the Red Devils about their home situation, and United allowed him to join up at age 11 rather than 12.
And La Liga has said it is taking legal action against the man who ran onto the pitch during Real Mallorca's behind-closed-doors match against Barcelona on Saturday in an attempt to secure a photograph with Lionel Messi.
The fan wearing an Argentina shirt with Messi's name and number 10 on the back breached strict security measures aimed at curbing the spread of coronavirus by entering the pitch early in the second half. A statement from La Liga on Sunday said the man accessed the pitch without any authorization and disobeying the protocols established by health legislation, as well as disobeying the orders of security staff. The fan, a French Mallorca resident, spoke to the Spanish radio station Cadena Cope after being ejected by security personnel and police, revealing he had scaled a 2-meter fence to access the stadium.
Napoli are open to selling Kalidou Koulibaly and Fabian Ruiz this summer, according to their club president Aurelio De Laurentiis, who says he would consider offers within the region of £100 million from Manchester United or Manchester City.
Koulibaly has been a rock in the heart of Napoli's defense once again in 2019-2020, racking up 22 appearances across all competitions in total. The 28-year-old's outstanding performances have made him one of the most sought-after defenders in European football in recent years, but is still tied to a contract at Stadio San Paolo, which is due to run until 2023. Ruiz is also contracted to remain with Napoli for another 3 years, but speculation over his future at the club is intensifying ahead of the summer transfer window.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night.